Hi, everyone. I thought we'd just take a few minutes today to talk about health from a natural perspective. So chiropractic has a long history, and I'm going to speak from that perspective because this is how I practice. So in my practice, I take a look at the top three elements of health in terms of natural and universal experience. So if we have a universal innate intelligence, then we also have an individual innate intelligence. And I think our bodies are meant to be self-healing and self-regulating. And I think that basic confidence in your system is really, really important. There's so many aspects of health that we deal with on a daily basis, stemming from our mental and emotional health, the chemical side of things in terms of the environment, and then looking at the physical things that happen to us throughout our lifetimes. So one of the things that I think is really important as well is to understand that the nervous system isn't a one-way system. So although we might look at things coming from above, down, inside out, things also come back up through the system, and then your brain has an experience and then a reaction to it. So the response to things comes from outside of us into us, not always the other way around. So I think it's important to remember it's a two-way street, not a one-way street. So if we look again just at the little triad of health, which looks at our thoughts, traumas, and toxins, or the chemistry, the physical, and the emotional. On the inside of that, which kind of makes it more of a pyramid, brings wholeness to the picture, because I think our spiritual selves also play a huge role in terms of our expression and how we live our lives. So, and by spiritual, I don't mean religious. I mean things such as um, who am I? What is my purpose in life? What am I meant to be doing here? Where do I belong? Who are my family? Who are my tribe? Those kind of really important, deep questions that we might be not even realizing that we don't have answers to yet and that we're seeking. So if we look at the chemical side of life, looking at things coming into the body would be our foods, would be the environment we live in, the toxins in the environment. And then the chemistry side of things would be how do our hormones and our neurotransmitters behave as a result of that? How do our intestines function? Are we able to absorb food properly? All the internal workings of that chemistry. If we look at the emotional side, we have the way that we think, but we also have all the external influences that can affect the way that we think or behave or feel if we're not more conscious about those things and protecting ourselves or allowing ourselves to have more love in our lives and seeing things from different perspectives. So all of those things play big roles emotionally in terms of how we express our physical side. And then the physical side is looking at what's happened in our lifetime. What were we born with, any genetic syndromes that are going on, things that have happened throughout our childhoods, like falls off playgrounds, swings, and things like that. And then bigger things like accidents or wipeouts and things, and employment things that happen through periods of time. And then things that are left for a long period of time as well. So I think all of those things are really important in terms of looking at who you are now and are you actually expressing your best self? And this isn't something that's just an adult perspective. I think because we see so many children in this practice, the younger that we can have a child and have them fully expressing their best selves and their best health all the way through from dot right through to when sometimes we meet people in their 90s, which is really exciting too. But all of those things matter. And I think because it's an accumulation of life experience, to me, it's not just about aging. So yes, we all do start clocking up some numbers, but actually the numbers don't have to relate to who we are as people. And I think it's up to us to describe or define who we want to be in terms of our health by the way we choose to look after ourselves, the way we choose to look after our families, through the bigger choices and the greater choices that we make, whether it's staying in one area or whether it's moving to different areas, our family connections, how much we might drink in a day, what kind of foods we choose to eat, and how much we choose to move, how well we sleep, the connections we have, the friendships we have, and touching each other in terms of love and hugs and, all of those connections that we make on a daily basis. So that's just kind of a little tiny taster of what's coming. Some more discussions are going to happen. We've had some really exciting ones. So I'm looking forward to some feedback, please. And we'll see you on the other side of the rest of the health talks. All right, thanks.